old friend. Everybody
Everybody
tapping. Ah,
tapping.
that's
It's
it,
about
baby.
your friend.
That's
What
it,
talking about?
baby. Damn, John, we gotta get together,
Yeah.
man. Man. We need to have like a beat of the week soiree, like where every dope, and not every dope, every artist from there, man. That would be such an amazing time to meet some of these people and really network and
This
connect
is
with
what
these people. Like
that's what I
to
want
weed out
this
the fake
platform. That's
and
what I
the
want
phony.
from this is what I want for this platform. That's why I created the page. That's why I created the show. It's basically to have a ciphering session with the core artists from Beat of the Week, the ones that really showed up and showed out. And they show out every time they step on that platform. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have definitely hosted quite a few so
Yeah.
far on the show. You know what I'm saying? So I'm big up in myself for that, and a pat on the back to the fact that me even getting it to this point, because it takes actually having that set skill to even have some of these guys even in acquaintance with
Absolutely.
conversation and shit.
I
Because
didn't just
most of
start
these
doing
dudes
this
don't.
like a couple years ago. You know what I mean? Like,
Right, and not even in that sense. Like, think about it in the sense of this. Like, most of these guys really don't talk to you if you ain't like one of those artists that they revere or they look up to in a manner, like they say, all right, well, I could fuck with his shit. His shit
yeah,
bro got some shit. Bro spit some bars. You see what I'm saying? Bro know what it means to spit bars and take pride in in his music. You see what I'm saying? So they come at you like, and they show that like, yo, bro, respect the bro, because he do what he do. He do what he got to
listen, and
do.
and and
And
everybody starts somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, not nobody
right,
was born. Like, people
right.
are like, I was born for this. No, you worked for that. Listen, we are less different than people actually believe. At least most of the brainless, the soulless people running around. Like,
Right.
we can do anything. Now, granted, there's some people that can't sing. There's some people that can't rap. I, for one, can't really sing, but I can melodize. I can come up with some dope shit off the top and hopefully make it into a track. But then, like, I think, like, I look
Right.
at all these other dudes on Beat of the Week, and I don't know their personal situations and
9/11.
stuff, but
What's
like,
happening?
yeah, what's good, 9/11? What's good, intelligent? Yo, I just think, like,
Intelligent.
man, like,
Oh shit.
I
Shout
wish
out to
I
the artists
had.
in here, man.
Yo, back to the question, right? So if I had $10 million, obviously three would be what I said it was going to be. But if I could add another one, it would be focus on, well, three would be focus on my story and getting it out there and actually like making some changes with it. And then, you know,
Hmm.
building with other people, like giving people opportunities, man. Like, listen, like when I first started freestyling, like I was like fucking a little kid. Like I was just playing around, you know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
I looked at like Snoop Dogg and the West Coast scene and Tupac and all that. Like I idolized that because I didn't really know nothing else. You know what I mean? I grew up in the city. You know what I mean?
Right.
That was like what everybody was rocking with. Like my uncle was a drug dealer. Like he had, a hot ass chick, nice whip, tinted windows, banging system. And like that's what I idolized. Like that's what I wanted. And now, like, at this point in my life, like sometimes I get caught up with the damn, like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm getting kind of old, But
Right.
at the end of
Exactly.
the day, if we don't try, at least try. If you say, I love this, I love doing music, I want to do this, and if you don't at least try, and take the negative feedback and the constructive criticism and the people, throwing jabs at you, bro. I used to be like, man, I had like a
Right.
bunch of friends that would like, all the girls would be like, oh, Chris Bodie, oh, Chris Bodie, you can rap, and they would like call me out and shit. Oh, Chris Bodie, you can sing, and then like all my friends, quote unquote, would like just hate because like they're like, man, shut up, bro. Like, man, God,
Man,
God forbid you have a
bro.
dream. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah.
And
That's how it is, though. You gotta think, though. It's the same way with artists like myself. Like, you gotta think. I've been told by many of people, even people in my family, that I'm a good artist. I'm a dope artist. I'm a great MC. I can be a great MC, and yet I still have to deal with on a deeper level, knowing these same people aren't the foundation that I rely on when I have that itch to go to the studio to record, or when I
no,
want to you know, make that move to do something productive in my circle to advance my career with my music. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, when it comes to stuff like that, you have to understand priority wise, like that value is something of personal value for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's not something that, you know, many people are going to fall behind unless they see value in you for that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But then,
Yo, and I have
that breeds a different strain of people around you as well. So that's the reason why that situation tends to have its core issues as well.
yeah, man, I get, you know, my family is my children and my girl. I mean, my mom, obviously, my dad passed away,
Right.
you know, rest in peace. And but you know, like I think sometimes I always wonder like what people think, you know what I mean? Because we're so quick to just like or hit fire. And you know, I mean, obviously you listen to your own music, you're gonna like it's like, you know, I look at my own kid, like she's the most beautiful girl in the world because it's my kid. You know what I mean? But then
right.
I think about it, like I wonder just what people perceive, like you mean like Chris is always talking about God, and he's always talking about
what
Jesus, and
really think about you.
yeah, and it's not that like
what do people really think about you? And see, that's the real reason why it's better to have unbiased people that you meet.
yes.
Just
I want people to tell me like, yo, that's
you know what I'm saying?
Like that was horrible.
Right.
You know,
so,
tell me. You know what I mean?
So how you reflect that is by taking some of your paperwork, taking some of your paperwork and expressing it, throwing it at somebody. Like for example, what I would do, what I've done, and this is something I still do often. You know, I use social media. So like when I'm on my live stream, when I'm not on Instagram live, sometimes you might see me get notifications that I've gone live with someone. You know, I pop up in someone's live. So from that matter, it's mainly just me going on, you know, branding myself. You know, saying, "Hell, this is what I do," and da da da. Anybody talk about what they want an example? All right, I give you a little something. You know, here's take this, and I spit a little something, or here take this. I might sing a little something. You see what I'm saying? All of that takes, you know, you having already developed a characteristic for reaching these levels of being, you know, connecting with people on a social level. So that's just kind of something that comes with it too, because after time you have to be able to develop that as well. You know what I'm saying? That breeding skill to step out there and be like the common drug dealer, but on your music level. You know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
You got a lot of people perpetrating, like saying like, yeah, we hustling, yeah, whoop-dee, dude ain't even a blood. I'm just saying there's a lot of people that are utilizing what people think is popping now to make money. And look, and I'm not knocking them for capitalizing on the market. Stop. But like with me, like I can't, you know, I try, like, man, even when I did that Light It Up where I just went off the top on that beat, like talking about smoking weed and all that shit. And look, I smoke weed and I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I don't think glorifying it is the answer either. And I like,
exactly,
you know what I mean? Like I get caught up and it messes me up. Freestyle, like, oh, like when I had no spiritual being, like no peace, no serenity, nothing, like I would just pop some perks, drink some beer. And yo, it wasn't
easy. It wasn't hard at all to come up with that kind of shit. That's what I'm saying. Like
it was
that
easy
kind of shit is one of the easiest things to say.
There's no
to
thought.
Talk about.
I'm sorry,
because there's no thought to it. There's just words.
And when you've lived a negative ass, grimy life for a long time, and then something happens to you and it changes your spirit, like it's like I said, the one live we did, like. It's like the devil and the angel. It's like the devil is saying like, yeah, man, just start rapping about bitches and go back to how you rapped before you had all these things happen to you. But like, even when I attempt to do that, like, because I have, it's just, I can't even, my subconscious mind is just like, no, dude, no, that goes against everything you believe, your values, everything. And look, I'm not knocking any artist. Look, get it how you live, get it however you feel. But like my experience is like, you know, like DJ Journey said to me on the one live, like he was like, you know, he's like, he told me that his uncle or somebody told him, like, look, if you do something,
Okay.
if you're gonna do something, do it well. You know what I mean? Don't just like
Right.
play with it. Don't be deceitful. Don't like try and like play games to get where you think you want to go, because at the end of the day, that destination might not be where you want to be. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and I honestly feel that, like, I don't know, man. Like sometimes I get caught up in like, my age and my kids and my work. You know what I mean? Like, I've had some customers like tell
You
me like,
start
"Oh, I
thinking
see you
like,
doing
am I
rap
too
videos."
old for this shit?
Exactly. And they look at me. I'm a white
You see-
guy. I'm a white guy. I live in the suburbs. God willing, like this isn't my making. Like God has just blessed us, man. Like the house that we live in was given to my wife by her great grandparents. So it's not like we weren't
Right.
even expecting that. Like it just happened. We had kids. We were struggling, and boom, we ended up with a house. And beyond grateful for that. But I'm not going to sit there and say that in a rap. Yeah, I'm going to be like, yeah, I got this crib. Look at all this stuff I got,
Right.
because it's not real. And I think one thing people, us
It's not the
collectively,
persona that you want to project either.
no. And people can recognize real. That's what I say, real recognize real. Now, granted, there's a lot of fake that's going on. So there's a lot of the youth and the next generation that
Mm-hmm.
don't know what real is. So if you don't know
Exactly.
what real is, then how the fuck do you know when people are trying to fake you out? Like, you know what I mean? Try
Right.
and perpetrate you to, like, do something that's just going to get you caught up and not actually, you know, receive all the blessings that every human being, like, look, like, babies die, kids die, you know what I mean? Bad shit happens, you know what I mean?
Facts. That's
But
a
I'm just
fact.
grateful that, you know, man, I don't even know, man. I say a lot, yo, and like I know some people probably get weirded out when I talk about God, but listen, I used to be one of those people. Like I was one of those people, man. And sometimes I still get a little bit weirded out when I'm around people that are like super Christians or super religious, because that's not what I believe in. Like I
Mm-hmm.
believe that God saved me
Right.
for a purpose. I didn't
There's a
believe that
difference.
the church saved me, or this pastor saved me, or this human being saved me. No, you know what I mean? Granted, they can help you. They can help you, but like in my scenario, that was the only thing that was going to stop me from killing myself was God,
Uh-huh.
period, or an alien, or a celestial being. I don't know what the fuck it was, but I'm just telling you, like, that's my truth.
It
You know what I'm
wasn't you.
saying,
You
bro? And
know it wasn't
no, I
you.
was good. I was ready, bro. I was ready. I had a bottle full of perks, muscle relax, dude. I had like the whole smorgasbord of fucking pharmaceuticals, and was like at the bottom. Like my kids left, my girl was gone. I told her I was gonna burn the house down. Shit got crazy as fuck, and then that was when all of the shit came to a head, and then ultimately led to like the experience I had that night, and then the next day I ended up going to jail. Actually, the following, not the next day, but the next morning after the next day, because I had crazy shit
Mm.
happen. It just didn't stop. My girl called the cops because she was scared because I was saying shit. I don't remember half of it. The things I do remember were real. You know what I mean? They were real. I wasn't on any fucking hallucinogenic drugs, none of that shit. And so since that, like, I've always been trying to find out why. Like, I'm looking for a logical, scientific, explanation. And I keep coming back to the same thing. Like, there's no human being that can
Testimony.
explain to me what happened to me, because they don't understand it as much as I do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it, but
Right.
I'm here,
And
right? And we have a choice. You
the
know what I'm saying?
plan, the idea behind it is to be the testimony
That's it.
of the I of the be of the world of the world's viewing of things, and needing to know that there is always something greater at work. And what people don't understand is, you know what I'm saying, for those of you non-believers, there are greater things at work,
Listen, man,
and
and that's it, bro.
whatever you call that greater power, that higher belief, they are, they or he or she all go by, many names, but they are the representation of one.
Yo, and that just And whether you believe it or not, and some people never do. And like honestly, I thought I was one of those people. I really do. And I think that, like, going back to three questions, that's where all the things that I would do now come from. They come from everything I experienced. And I thought, like, since all that, I kind of started to hide again and start drinking and started to just not give a fuck again. Like, once I finally snapped out of that, it was like, what am I doing? Like, I have all this stuff happening, and like, what am I just gonna lay here and just be fucking scared to share my story? Like, come on, but you survived all that shit. Like, come on, man, down to the bottom of the night, nobody's there, no lawyer, no nothing, no commissary, nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it's completely booked down, nothing, no TV, nothing. You know what I mean? Just me in a cell with a Bible. That was it. Yo. It's amazing, bro. I didn't mean to go like all God is all God topic.
No, but it really makes sense though, because I mean this particular topic, brings to light, different aspects of the situation. So
yeah,
this is just one of the deeper aspects of said topic of today. You know what I mean? Because values stem from a lot of different things. This is
experience.
One of them.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? And experiences and holding to sturdy to the faith of one, you know what I mean, want to be better in life than what was before them, in front of them, at one point before. So I mean, for me, like, I can agree with that 100% because I see that myself more now than ever before. These last couple of years now have been more or less that same testimonial story because I've gone through phases like that. I've had situations where I felt like, is my message being heard? Are people feeling me? I feel like that kind of right now because of how things look as far as like, the appeal, the connection with other artists, and I connecting with them enough to get them to convert to set, a support, being out here to support in my videos and being the next vote up to, the person that on the list get where the accolade is needed. At the end of the day, I appreciate what I'm getting as far as like recognition from the platform Beat of the Week. But there's the core reason for my want to be at the top of the list, and I'm sure that's one of the main reasons why everybody else is wanting to get to the top of that list as well. But that's just like, it's like the fire for me to get back to that point is always there. And that's not, but there's other deeper reasons for that need for that. And it's not just to say, oh, so I can have an extra, in my pocket. No, because not only is that a resource, but that's also a tool that I've used to assort to different things. Like, okay, my girls, need shit, and I may not have the money throughout the month to supply everything that they need at that time. My girl had her, my girl's hours got cut, so she didn't make all the money she would have made last week from this week's check. So I make sure that whatever she can't cover, I have on that side. And I have my little hustles that I do on the side to try to make that happen. It hasn't been something that's more effectively. But my thing is, I try not to do things in a more negative sense. So this competition, particularly to me, to get those funds, is my way of legitimately going out here and hustling.
Surviving, man.
It's a survival tactic, you know what I mean? And for me, I've used these rhymes for, trying to make a difference in my life. Why can't I use these rhymes to try to put some bread on my table if I know it's on, if I know it's going to guarantee at least one check out of that? Because I know it's some dope MCs that's gonna pop up on that platform. But at the end of the day, I also know that my verses is dope too. If people listen to them and support it more, be available to be more open to getting around to checking in with those with my video, they'd be more prone to voting for it. So that's the real deal in a nutshell. Like, I just feel like my shit is unique, and a lot of people is like, you know, they kind of got their reserves on the whole thing. So like,
Yeah.
I don't really mind it, but I also keep in mind that, you know what I'm saying, I am still an artist that's gonna fight tooth and nail for the respect that I deserve as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Because I stay bringing the shit. You know, and I say that with respect. I say that with respect to the other artists, because at the end of the day, I you know what I'm saying, whether the verse was something that I've done 1,000 times on the platform or it's something that I've only done once, it's still some dope shit. So a lot of people resonate to the fact that just knowing that, and along with the consistency of always being a verse on this platform each week that it has a beat, you know, no matter if I felt it or not. There was only a handful of times that I think I've missed, like I've just not dug into the beat like I usually would, or like I have been, you know, and just this
I've been
last
going
year.
through
So
that too. Like I've put a lot of effort, you know, I mean, even on a freestyle, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like, you know, some stuff that I did use, like that I wrote a long time ago that was never intended for music, you know, was dope. But I think about, like, you know, that now what with that? Like, is that it? You know what I mean? Like, you know, and from like being teachable and observing what everybody else is doing and the growth of everybody else, you know, I start thinking like my boy Drex, this dude, Drex Nirvan, Drew White out of Plainsfield, New Jersey. This dude is an amazing artist, like amazing, like has like mixtapes and like has bangers. And like I look at like how little he's getting recognition, and I know how much work he puts in. And I just sometimes I think like, man, like is this really like, is it really worth it? But at the end of the day, it's not about the monetary shit to me. Like, granted, like, yes, like I have 5 kids, like I'm the only person working in my household. You know what I mean? It's expensive to raise 1 kid, let alone 5, and still trying to take care of yourself. So like, you know, I reached out to King Creole, and even like I think I said something to DJ Journey on DM or whatever. But I was telling him like look, I've been apprehensive about like getting equipment or getting recording equipment because it's an investment. But you know, I do you know, residential remodeling and you know, high end like kitchens, bathrooms, you know, everything that has to do with a house, I can do all of it. And the only reason I'm where I'm at now, like ready to start my own business soon, as long as, you know, it's God willing, I only am there because of me being consistent and investing money, my own money that I earn, into more tools, more knowledge, more experience. And I feel like
like you notice that if you start to do that,
you have to do that.
To invest that time, if you start to invest that same effort into your music, you would have the same results as well.
Well, that's it. And I feel like it's like motivation is obviously the key. Like I heard somebody say, I think it was I don't know if it was Kendrick or it was maybe J. Cole. One of them said like, look, like first and foremost, you gotta show up. You can't be late. Yep. Like you have to make it a priority. You know what I mean? And like, and that's where I'm at. Like I have so many priorities. It's like hard for me to like, well, I'm just gonna sit here and write. So I start writing something, and then I get the vibe going. But then like one of the kids comes blowing through the garage door, and like, you know what I mean? Like you know, it's pandemonium sometimes. You know what I mean? So like it knocks me off of my center, and like it. So I struggle. It's not that I can't write. I struggle to write because I have nowhere to write, and I'm not gonna sit in my car and write. You know what I mean? Like, I just.
And I understand that too, because
we need collaboration. That's what we need as artists. You know, like we need to bounce shit off of each other.
Be able to bounce shit off people. Yeah. Like a center of space where you can use that time to reflectively bounce these ideas off of other people.
Because really, good people around you, you know?
Yeah, and that's real shit. Because I mean, especially if you have a circle of people that are just gonna tell you what they really feel.
Yeah, you think you already made it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're not gonna give you no bullshit behind it. You know,
Yeah.
that's the kind of real shit that you need in your circle, because that's really the kind of inspiration and insight that's gonna get you further in your career. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? When you deal with people that are just gonna see the value in how you deliver, what you do, and they're gonna make sure that you give your best to the table, no matter what it is, no matter how you do it. So I think that would be a really good way to look at it too. You know what I'm saying? Because you see that you've already created a foundation for how to invest in something, see some foundational results.
I see the
Right?
result.
So,
That's it. You know what I mean?
right.
Like,
So you know what I'm saying? Now you're trying to evaluate that, see if adding in a secondary investment would how that would embellish your situation, and what hurdles would you need to be able to encounter and ultimately overcome in order to balance out the act between these two. So I get you.
I
I
don't think
get your
what we love to do and who we love.
right.
You know what I mean? That's it. It's like what we love
Right,
and
and
who we love.
it's not just it's what you love against how to take care of who you love. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? And that's
Yeah.
the biggest thing. It's a balance between what you love and how to take care of who you love. So, you know what I'm saying? That balance has to be met, you know what I mean, in order
Yeah.
for success to come for a person in our position, especially ones that people that have families. Because,
Exactly. It's not about me.
failure is not an option.
Like
Failure
I
is just
said,
not an option.
failure's not
It's
an
just not
option.
an
I will
option.
believe to succeed. And I
And
mean that shit,
that's
dude. I'll
true.
fucking die for my kids, bro. And I'll die to put food on
That's
their
true.
plate. Even for one day, I would fucking die. I would take my own life. That's what it meant for them to have one more good day on this planet. You know what I mean? And
Facts.
and that is like, like thinking like, okay, well, I got to trade. You know, what I mean, I could start my own business and everything, but then like, but it's not. I don't want to do that. It's not that I don't want the money. I do, but it's the fact of like, it's not what I love to do. It's not like I love my job. I'm an artist at heart. Like my dad was an artist, like a visual artist, and like
Mm-hmm.
amazing visual artist. Like he did a couple covers for Marvel. One like it was like Wonder Woman, and he did one like Wolverine, something else. And he did it on the side. And my dad worked, made decent money, but that was like his rapping to where I'm at. You know what I mean? Like that was his happy place. You know what I mean? And like, granted, I love dealing with people. I'm great. I'm great with people, like feeling comfortable in their house. Like, I mean, it gets real intimate. You know what I mean? I'm working in somebody's house. Like I'm for like a month. You know what I mean? I'm there every day. I might as well just move in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Right.
and I think about that as like, I want to be able to do that in school. I know for a fact that like everything else is gonna work out, and it's okay if it doesn't. And that's where I am, man. Like it's okay if it doesn't. If if one person hears what I say and genuinely believes what I'm saying, and can see the struggle and can see the progress, you know what I mean? Like, and it gives them hope. Then it's all worth it to me, dude. You know what I mean? Like it's.
I agree.
Like, yo, I saw Trey, like they did the Trey Rail did Rail Racks, right? And 9/11 me up and was like, he was like, bro, did you even like look at the vibe stream, dude? They Trey reacted to your video, and he said some good shit. So like, I'm on there and I'm going from watch all the other dope artists, and then it finally comes to me, and I was nervous as shit. I was like, oh god, but at least they reacted to one that like I wrote, and I knew it was like crazy perfect. I knew that shit. I could recite that shit over and over and over and over again, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And then like I could just tell by him, like I was watching him react to it. Like he wasn't even like verbally reacting to it, but like when I said one line, like I saw him physically react to it. Like I said, The world is so corrupt. Everyone's dying from disease that the 1% created to have you trembling on your knees. And he was like, ooh, what the fuck? And I could tell that, like, that fucked him up. And I saw that King Creole commented. He was like, I like how he brings his spiritual battle, like, into his work. And honestly, like, that is my day to day. Like, I wake up every day. I am grateful. I don't say I'm just grateful. I say 3 things that I'm grateful for every morning, because it could be so much worse. I pray. Call me weak, call me a punk. I don't care, because that is what works for me, man. And like, and honestly, it can work for anybody, man, anybody struggling, anybody, dude. It's like, but it's cool though. You know what I mean? Like, look, I just want, I've always been a lover. Like, I just want this shit to be done with. Like, and I feel like what is happening now, bro, like everything in the world, and like, it's just like, I feel like some like unseen shit is like scrambling, because people are starting to realize that, like, we've been getting lied to like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I get it. We need to keep everybody, keep everybody going to work and being good little, yeah, exactly. Get wrapped up in routine.
Good slaves on the boat.
No free thinking. Yeah. No free thinking. No out of the box.
Let's not get unplugged now. Let's not all get unplugged at the same time now. We need some of y'all to stay attached to the system in order for it to stay afloat.
All right. And listen, and that's it. Like, look, I care about more than I should, for real. Like, sometimes I get wrapped up in everybody else, and like, I wish that I could, I wish I could, like, I wish I had the magic wand or the magic answer for everybody to just realize that, like, like, we all humans, man. Like, we weren't put on this earth to fight. We were put on this earth to survive. You know what I mean? Like,
that is true.
We die. You know what I mean? Like, we, at one point in life, thousands of years ago, nobody was worried about what somebody said about you, because they were worried about eating that day. They were worried about keeping their hut warm. You know what I mean? They were worried about washing themselves in the river. You know what I mean? They were worried about survival. You know what I mean? And now it's just like,
those were the simple days, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and man, it's a shame, bro. But like, here I am, and honestly, I'm just grateful for everybody, man. Everybody that has came into my life and has helped push me in a better direction with music, and helped me, just by caring. You know what I mean? That's it. Like, I ain't out here looking for somebody to be my best friend. I'm just looking for people to be like, damn, he's right, or damn, me too. Really anything, because, at the end of the day, I have 5 kids. You know what I mean? I have a lot going on. So like, when I come home, I'm not like taking it with my friend, or I don't really have friends. I have acquaintances that are doing shit with their life. You know what I mean? They're building a business, or they're doing this, that. You know what I mean? Like, they're my friend, yes, and I will help them. But I'm saying, like, this right here, like with you and whatever else I do, whether it's a video, whether it's on Beat Week, TikTok, whatever, like that is like my therapy, you know what I mean? And like my opportunity to actually have friends. Because like, I keep it, every friend that I had, like, they literally just got like, they were like, damn, dog, you can't hit me up. But all those friends didn't have kids. So it's like, what you gonna be? You gonna be mad at me because I got 5 kids and I'm trying to hold it down and be a man, you know what I mean? Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. But
well, you know how people are. They hate because you can't be the hang around, be out there with the crew fight type of dude.
We done did
Think about
that.
It like
you know
this.
What I mean?
I have friends. I got a friend right now that that I'm really close to. We was like brothers when we was growing up.
Yeah.
And he got 5 kids. He took over the ownership of his father's business.
Yeah.
Passed down from him to his father, from his father to his father, from his grandfather to his father. So basically, it's a family business that he now owns. You think I talk to him every day?
No.
Hell, I'd be lucky if I talk to this nigga once a year. Like, shit, this motherfucker's This nigga's got shit going on every day. You know what I mean?
No, it's like, yo, when are
Like,
you free? What is free? What does that mean? What does that
what does
mean?
free mean? Like
Free time? Come
this
on, bro.
nigga's got a whole wife,
Holy
5
shit.
kids, and a
Right?
motherfucking and a short list of shit to do every day.
Right,
So
right. Yeah, man. It's
you know what
but
I
it's a
mean? Like,
beautiful thing
so
though, bro. For real.
it is. It really
Like
is. Like, just to be like immersed in that life is like, you got to think when me and him hung out. And I'm just talking about my friend in particular. Me and this kid used to hang out. Man, we used to rap. This dude went from the black Tahoe with the tinted windows, the 23-inch spinning rims, and a big ass 10-inch fucking speakers in the fucking back that knock. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
Like, to, you know
I
what
can
I mean?
relate. I can relate.
You know what I mean? To the simple business life, like,
Yeah, man.
you know, small business owner, I'm pulling into my house, you know, to go meet my kids and take them to their, you know, their extracurriculars, you know. So it's crazy. It's like, you know, this used to be that guy at one point. So now when you see the complete evolution of it all,
Yep.
like I knew something had changed in him when I first got the word that he put the mic down. I was like, whoa! I was
Right.
like, whoa!
Right.
This was like that moment when the Kool-Aid man should have been kicking down the door saying, "Oh yeah, you don't see nothing happen." You were like,
shit.
what the fuck is going on here? You all weirded out and shit.
Like psych.
So yeah, yo, it was crazy, but it taught me that everlasting lesson. You know what I mean? Valuing things like takes commitment that you must be able to immerse yourself in if you want to see the grand results of it. And if you aren't able to balance that with your everyday life, then it will pull you one way or the other.
Yeah.
Yep.
You'll either have to deal with one or you'll have to let go of the other. You see what I'm saying? In order to deal with one and
that's part of the reason too. Like my girl, right? Like when I started, not when I first started posting on Beat of the Week, but then like, you know, I finally got an Instagram at like 34 years old. Jesus. And then like I noticed that a lot of people that were on Beat of the Week were on Instagram, but then I also noticed that a lot of artists that I've been following heavy for like over a year now, that like Bumps INF, Cephas, Dayton, Bizzle, all these people from God Over Money, and then even beyond that, like Kingdom Music, like Brian Trejo, Curtis Hoppy, a bunch of these dudes, right? And like I reached out to them with a video that I posted on a couple videos I posted on Facebook, and just said, hey, look, I'm not trying to like impede your time. I just want an opinion. I want you to tell me, like, look, just hang it up, bro, or like, no, you do have some potential, you know what I mean? Because I didn't want to start really like focusing on something if it was just complete, like, you know, like just complete far-fetched, never gonna happen. So like a month went by, right? Like I messaged all these dudes just once, sent them a video, said, yo, just, you know, just check it out. I figured since they have some integrity and they believe in God and they obviously like rep that like in their music. Like I figured maybe they could relate, and they would just try and like help, you know, like help me understand better what I'm doing. And bro, one of them, well, all of them reached back out to me, but some of it was brief. One of them in particular, Bumps INF, who just dropped an amazing album, man. It's called The Chaos is Beautiful. It's amazing, amazing production, amazing artwork. Like the videos are like top notch. Like it's incredible, right? And he reached back out to me, and he didn't just send me a message. He sent me a voice message. He sent me like 2. And like, I remember like it was yesterday. I woke up, I was starting to feel like, man, why am I even trying, man? These dudes ain't got time to help little old me, or at least even just give me some advice. And the one morning, bro, I woke up for work. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I sat on the toilet and was just looking through my phone and was just feeling kind of like lost, you know what I mean? And then boom, something popped on my Instagram. Bumps INF sent you a message. And I was like, what? So I went on my message, and it was a voice message. And there was more than one. And I was just like, I was blown away. And if I could play it, I would. But like the stuff that dude said to me, literally, like gave me the last bit of like, you know, it told me that like, you know,
Push.
that
It
no
gave you
matter
that
what,
confirmation you were looking for.
yeah, like he was like, look, he's like, I don't know, and he said this straight up, and I had a lot of people say this. He's like, I don't know if all those videos, some of those videos you sent me were just off the top, but if they were, that was pretty fucking impressive for the timing and the cadence off the top coming like a
Yeah.
whole song. Like I have like some videos on Facebook that are like 3.5, 4 minutes long. You know what I mean? That I freestyled and it wasn't perfect. Some of them were pretty dope. I almost like surprised myself, but like when it was just, even though I believed in myself, I still didn't. It still wasn't enough. You know what I mean? And like
See, but
coming from him, it was like, yo, that's
that
huge.
comes with a
You know what I mean? Like,
situation. That comes with a situation. You have to give that situation as it all says in the book. Those are like your worries, your sad, your thoughts of negative thoughts. Like, so those are burdens. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Those burdens, you cast them onto his shoulders, and he will throw them out for you. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So you
Because God
soldier it
couldn't
out
answer me
by
physically. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. You soldier it
and
out by thinking less of it and more of being the creative you that you already are. You see what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Like, yo, sometimes I get wrapped up though, yo, because like the couple things that like I wrote, like, you know, like when I was in jail, like, and you know, people can believe it or not, but like when I was in jail, I wrote those two things, time and then destiny, the one that I shared on Beat of the Week, and did some of it
Yeah.
in reverse. And like at the
Yeah,
time
yeah.
when I wrote them, bro, like I was so lost, but like I was on my way. Like I thought I was lost, but something was there and always has been there. Because when I wrote those,
Mm-hmm.
bro, I wrote those start to finish probably within like 5 minutes. And like I wrote start to finish without even stopping. Now I don't know how, because I wish I could do that all the time, because that shit was crazy. And when I read it back to people in jail, they either looked at me like they were scared of me because they did some shitty shit in their life, you know what I mean? Or they looked at me like,
Yeah.
yo, you're crazy, bro. There's no way you wrote that like that quick. Like I recited to him and just like what? Like who the fuck is this dude? Where'd you get this white dude
Yeah.
from? Like who the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? And at the time, I had no intention on sharing it with any platform. Like it was just like it was very personal and like, you know what I mean? Like I shared it with a
Mm-hmm.
few select people
Mm-hmm.
like as my journey progressed. But then after my work got down, I was at home for 6 weeks and I had a lot of time to really reflect. And DJ Journey said, like,
Reflect
step
on
back,
that.
take a
Yeah.
view from the satellite. You know what I mean? Like, look at everything from a
Yeah.
satellite perspective. You know what I mean? And see what you're doing, what you can do to better yourself or whatever. And like, that's when I really started to reach out to these other artists. You know what I mean? I started on Be a Week, and I started, you know, I was like, I'm just gonna throw some shit out there and see what happens. And you know, not saying like, you know, I'm God's gift to freestyle rapping. I'm just saying I feel like if
Oh,
I didn't put myself out there, like what was I gonna do?
you
Just
would never know.
never was exactly. And
You
that's
would
what
never
that dark
know.
ass
That's all it is to it.
negative energy
That's being
wants.
honest.
Exactly. Like that's
Right.
it. Like, you know, I don't know, man. But
You're right. You're absolutely right. 100%. That's why I like. That's the reason why my conversation with you on this point is more or less been me just listening, because this is the truth. This is how true it gets when it's speaking on relevance of how music can evolve a person or change a person's life, or be the catalyst to how a person is and why they are the way they are and what values are set in the way that they are.
yeah,
So, just to reflect on all of this, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I mean, we've definitely unraveled just a complete, wholesome amount of things that people can gravitate to, because
Yeah.
I know from everybody that was in attendance of this live just now, whether we have someone in here with us or not, we've had multiple people in here that can honestly attest to just even the smallest of portions of your conversation that you brought to the table today, even, you know, and just explaining to us your legacy, your life story, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
how music and your gospel, your testimony through your gospel has led people to or led you to a better, you know, vision of how you see yourself and where you
Yeah.
see things and what your values of things are now as far as what they used to be compared to
Yeah.
what they used to be, more or less.
Absolutely.
Because these are important things to take into advisory now, because we as adults, when we get to a certain age in life, these are things that we should have in mind all the time, especially
Exactly.
once you get past 24, 25, 26, and you know, all up and close to the 30s. When you start reaching 30s, you need to start considering life and really start talking about serious shit that you're going to get yourself into, as far as how to deal with the remaining points of your life from that point. Because that's where it all starts getting real to you, because you have to really start focusing. You know, it's cool to play around in them early 20s if you feel like you can, but at the
Yeah.
end of the day, all the shit has to come to an end, because, you know, as it says in the book, when I was a child, I thought as a child, I acted as a child, I stayed in a child's place.
Yep.
But when I became a man, I put away childish things
Yes.
and began to think as a man and act as a man.
Yeah.
Okay, so these things come with responsibilities, and each responsibility requires you to not be what you are seeing on these new artists' screens. You know what I'm saying? Or the
Yeah.
reflective that they're giving, because that's not the synopsis of a real man either. That is the synopsis of a young child that's trying to pose as a man by putting other things in front of him to demand disrespect, instead of being the man that he should be and demand disrespect by the way that we done it over the many generations, years, you know, before all this crap. So, you know, it's just me speaking from my point of view of it all. But I mean, you know, I could be wrong. But hey, you know,
Listen,
what do
man.
I know? I'm just a blind
Nothing's a
MC who's been
mistake,
on the
bro.
earth for 36 years.
Listen, bro. Be 100% honest with you, man. Like you literally, like people don't realize how much somebody can help them as long as they're willing to accept the reality and try and find the blessing in
Right.
in the chaos amidst the pain. And honestly, bro, like being grateful. As much people say, like, yeah, I'm grateful, but then they don't, you know, they really aren't. And some days we all cannot be grateful. I mean, there's many days where I don't want to be grateful.
Absolutely.
Or I'm just tired of it. Like I'm tired of like, you know, everything. Like, nah, I'm not being grateful today. I'm just gonna be a retard today, and then I'm gonna wonder why my
I'm
day
gonna be a
sucks.
complete dick. I'm gonna be a
Yeah, for no
complete dick
reason.
because I want to be.
Yeah,
Because I
exactly,
want to
because it's a
be.
control
Fuck
thing.
it.
You know what I mean? Like,
Not because anybody asked me to
nope,
be, or because I felt like
nope.
I just should be. No, because I felt like I wanted to be. You know, and to be honest with you, it's come to be a situation in life that I'm pretty sure every human being has faced that situation, where we all realize that we have that fight in us every day, where we
Yeah,
choose to be nice, we choose to be, you know, devious or mischievous, or whenever we do these things against other people. It's a choice. It's all a choice, because you could do the opposite. You could be the good guy, or you could try to reflect and resemble a more positive person. But, you know, does this really reflect who you are, and does this really reflect the person that you um, are training your soul to be, you know, more like, so that it's less feeling of implemency, like you're doing this out of guilt to, you know, do this, or pressure to do this, and you're just doing it at will because you feel it's right thing to do, and you know what's right and you know what's wrong, you want to be right and fulfill the promises of that which is right. You see what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
um, again, all of this really plays into the topic of today's conversation. Today's topic today, when it comes to values, because we value our our lives most differently by our situations, and the situations that we've gone through ultimately arrange us into that situation, into that category of things that show us, hey, look, when somebody presents to you this kind of situation, due to our current, knowledge of certain situations that we've had to experience full on, we tend to choose differently from what we would have chose. Now, say if I came to you, 10 years ago, asking you the same question, if somebody gave you $10 million, what are the top three things you would get? You wouldn't have said half the shit that you said in the
Oh my God, no!
three
I would have
statements that you
lied out
made.
my ass, bro. I would have lied and just acted like I'm like I'm gonna save the world, and then I would have been in my own. Oh, man, I would have been dead. Like I'm not even like sugarcoating. I'm not sprinkling a little bit of honey on that shit. I would have been dead. Like it would have been. I would have had
But
means to
that's
end
the whole
myself.
point. That's the
You know what
point
I mean?
in the point and the necessary matter of it all, because this is the reason why this question was formed the way it was, because yesterday I wanted to just break into the conversation of people getting people's different opinions on how they felt about the primary question, which is, if somebody gave you this much money, what would be the top three things you would want to buy first? And to be honest with you, like I was expecting the the core answers, a house, or my own business, or set my family straight and all that stuff. Um, these are core answers that I would have heard, or I would have expected. So these are things that I was more or less anticipating on getting results of, from in the
Yeah.
in the comments of the reel. But I didn't get anybody commenting back from it. I just got a lot of people liking the actual reel. So what I wanted to do today was piggyback off of yesterday's conversation, which we didn't get to do live on the stream yesterday, but I figured today would be a great day to do it, and because the topic was about values, and yesterday's conversation question of the day had to do with something that was connected to a hypothetical that would connect also to the value core
Yeah,
question
like
of
you were
today's
setting it
topic
up.
of the
You know what I
day.
mean? Setting the
Right,
tone.
and it was more like a setting of the tone for today's question for the topic of the day. It was a great way to break into that. So now that we've reached our last few minutes of the show, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think we got about 4 minutes left in the show right now. We're just under 5 with this. I think we started at about 8:03, 8:04. So we
Yeah,
probably
something
got
like that.
about 4 to 5 minutes. And so we got about 4 to 5 minutes tech max on here. But anything last, any last comments that anybody wants to bring up? Anything else that you would like to bring up, Chris, about anything that we've talked about today, or just in general, something that you would like to bring up? You were mentioning earlier before the live went down, and we were talking about we were going to have a conversation about beat of the week, which
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Honestly, and
welcome into that.
that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at to finish this out. Like for one, I mean, I'm grateful for the platform and everything, and like honestly, what I mean. It's still very
Red Beast, what
young.
up?
You know what I mean? It's still very young. You know what I mean? And like, but like they say like DJ Journey, Trey Rail, they like to say let's grow. You know what I mean? And like the idea, the reality of it, as long as you have the right energy, the right vibe, and you know what I mean, like you're gonna grow because we're not alone here. You know what I mean? It's not just us on Beat of the Week, dude.
Absolutely.
There's
There
mad
you
people
go.
out there that need to get their story heard, and like that I know would, you know what I mean, like that I know would vibe with Vibe Stream Beats, would vibe with the Ritual, would vibe with these things. Like this is only the beginning, and I say that sometimes because this is the first time in my life, you know, except for what I went through, and now I know that God's got me. Like that, I feel like since school and my group of friends that I no longer associate with, just because the same thing, they all end up in jail, dead. I mean,
Right. There you
and
go.
you know, now like I just feel like I have an extended family. You know what I mean? Like I want to be a part of
And
this
I
shit
agree.
more than just posting a
I
video.
agree.
You know what I mean? I want to help
And I
other
agree with you
artists.
100%.
You know what I mean?
That's something
And it'll
that
come.
you definitely should reach out. Yeah, I think you should
It'll come.
reach
I
out
know it will.
to
I
them
believe
and
it.
ask, and see if there's a way that you can enrich yourself on that level, because
Because the
I
vibe, bro, the
definitely
energy
believe
is just
that,
so
the
genuine,
vibe is
bro. Like
there.
it's like
Yeah,
it's
and it's more of a way to, help to keep people in better spirits, because you got to think like this is not always something of an easy task. It's not easy to keep coming up here consistently, or to
no.
keep coming out
I'm
there
running
and
out of shit to
dropping those
freestyle
videos
about.
consistently, and you know what I'm saying, often being the one that's getting shut down. Like here's the thing, like it's not every day you're gonna see somebody that's on there all the time. They always submit and they never have a win, but they
Yep.
always are committed to going on there. Many people are doing that. There's been one of few that do this.
Yeah.
Auto Flow is definitely one. But I just wanted to say that to get that out there. So like for everybody that knows this and everybody that has time, like while I have time to catch y'all attention, please tap in with the link in the bio and support Beat of the Week profile tab
Yes.
under the link tree support tab,
Let's
man.
go.
Support artists like me and this artist that you see on the live stream with me, Chris. Man, we do this, man. We get on there every week. We support music. We put out
Good,
there
bad,
for
and
real
ugly.
music. So good, bad, and ugly, for real. And
Yo, and
that's
it's
really it.
challenging, bro. I love it.
Every artist that